Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the breakdown. I'm Tone. Thank you for joining me once again. Today, just a short video, but I want to talk about what things get like here in Melbourne. I can't speak for Sydney. I don't get to see what's going on there. But here in Melbourne, we have quite an interesting story to tell. And if you know anybody from Melbourne, perhaps just get their take on it. Now, I have mentioned previously that I do a delivery service. I haven't mentioned who I work for, don't need to mention that, but I do a delivery service. And the other night, so we're probably going back about a week now, a little bit over a week. My story goes that it was probably about 11 o'clock at night. And so, 2 hours into curfew, and there would have been between 8 to 12 of us delivery drivers, all socially distancing, all wearing our masks. A couple of us are having a few conversations here and there, but mostly we're just waiting for the orders to be ready. Now, we're outside of the McDonald's because apparently that McDonald's has decided that for safety reasons only staff are allowed inside, so we have to wait outside for the items to come and be available for us to deliver. So we're all waiting there. Now, I'm going to call them a contingent because it was about a dozen of police. They've sort of circled the building, and I'm aware that they're there. I'm not sure that the other guys were aware at this stage because they're all looking at their phones. But I'm just standing and waiting, and I see them get out of two cars and circle around the McDonald's, and then they disappear off around the corner, and can't really see them, but I can hear talking, and I'm assuming that they were doing a debrief about what was going to happen next. The next thing, they are in all of the entries and exits and converging on, army style, converging on the McDonald's so that there's no escape route. And then they've walked in and the head cop says, right, everybody here doing Uber? Is everybody here meant to be here? Are you doing Uber? Right. Now, of course, I wear my uniform and I can say I don't do Uber. So I said, well, do I look like I'm doing Uber? And he snaps around and he looks at me, and I think he's going to, be antagonistic or something. That was the risk. But of course, he sees what I'm wearing and has a chuckle, and that's all right. This was sort of allowed for some levity in the situation. And then he said, look, if anyone's not meant to be here, here's your time to leave. If you don't want to leave, then what happens after this is on your head. And then after that, all of the police progress to take out their little notebooks, and they want to see permits, they want to see IDs, and they want to, ensure that everybody's supposed to be there. It's quite intimidating. But I will say that on that occasion, it was handled well. Now, I can't say that it wasn't disconcerting, though. It was an eye-opening experience for myself. And I don't think any of the guys there were actually uncomfortable about it, because everybody had the right papers and everyone was legal. Imagine being legal, just to be standing waiting for deliveries from a McDonald's. That's what we're living in here in Victoria, here in Melbourne. Now, if that doesn't start to make you think, gosh, is that where we're heading as a society? Is that what we've got to deal with? Like, how much of our previous freedom that we did have is coming back to us when we've got 70%, 80% people first vaxxed. I'm not sure people are getting the point of just how much we've probably already given up and willingly done so, and how much we're going to get back of what we gave up. But I'm just posing the question because, as I said, that was quite disconcerting. Now, the reason I bring that up is because that's my experience. That's first-hand experience on my part. Now, today on the radio, again, I know I mentioned on the radio, but I'm out most of the day, so I've got plenty of time to listen to the radio. A caller actually called up and mentioned that there were small groups. There wasn't a congregation of people all just, at this beach at Altona. But there were people sporadically spaced out, one parent with a couple of kids or another parent with a couple of kids, or maybe one or two adults with some kids walking at the beach. Now, it's anecdotal because it was a woman calling up on the radio. But that's what she said. And she witnessed what was happening. Of course, the presenter said, we'll look into it. Now, I listened to the radio all day and I did not hear any further reports about what that might have been or what actually occurred, but it just stuck in the back of my mind, and then progressively throughout the day I've forgotten. And this evening, just before knocking off, I open my phone and I see that there's this video that's been shared. It's pretty well gone viral, so you may have already seen it. And because it's already public, I'm going to publish it here in my video, and I'm going to say that credit goes to whoever actually filmed it. I didn't film it, and I wasn't there. However, obviously, not all of the experiences that are occurring with how police are handling this stuff in Victoria and in Melbourne is the same. I had an okay experience. They did their job as they saw it, as they're obviously being authorised to do. And there was no antagonistic behaviour. It was all okay. It was disconcerting and overboard, as I think all this lockdown stuff is. And the curfew is most certainly just ridiculous. I've mentioned that plenty of times. But in terms of how the police handled it, I felt it was okay. However, this clip that I'm about to show you is clearly not okay. It is disgusting behaviour, and it should not be occurring, especially when you can see from the footage that it's only a very small cluster of people, one or two people, and they're out walking at the beach, which I guess corroborates the woman's story. And I'm guessing while this was all going on, this is probably part of what this woman who called up on the radio was witnessing. But here, I'll play the clip now for you, and you just tell me what you think. Do you think that this was okay behaviour from people that are supposed to be, the police are supposed to be upholding the law in a professional manner, not antagonising people? Yes, they should be simply just out there only if provoked. But here, they're the ones doing the provoking. Watch. Oh, and one more thing. Sorry, I didn't mention it, but I've just thrown it in here just quickly beforehand. This video does contain strong language, and it's not suitable for children. Now, I always list my videos as not suitable for children just because the topics we talk about might be just a bit much. But in this case, there's coarse language. So please make sure that your volume's down or that you watch this following clip without little ears listening. Thanks.
Fucking hero in front of you now, mate. I'll drop his fucking belt. We'll go behind a fucking tree and we'll sort it out like fucking man. How does that sound? Yeah, that's right. Mate, what you fucking say? Shut your fucking mouth.
Man, I'm just
Mate, you call me a fucking cunt. You call me a cunt again.
You
call me a cunt again. Come on, call me a cunt again. Go out, call me a cunt again. I dare you. Call me a cunt, hey?
Relax.
Call me a cunt again. I fucking dare you.
I'm walking away.
You're not going anywhere until we say you can.
Like, I mean, from your face, like that, yeah?
You can go over and sit in the car and you speak when you're spoken to.
Don't tell me what to do, man. Come on. Enough, bro. Just do it.
Fucking hero in front of you now, mate. I'll drop his fucking belt. We'll go behind a fucking tree and we'll sort it out like fucking man. How does that sound? Yeah, that's right. Mate, what you fucking say? Shut your fucking mouth.
Man, I'm just
mate, you call me a fucking cunt. You call me a cunt again.
In my face.
You call me a cunt again. Come on, call me a cunt again. Go out, call me a cunt again. I dare you. Call me a cunt, hey?
Relax.
Call me a cunt again. I fucking dare you.
I'm walking away.
You're not going anywhere until we say you can.
Like, I mean, from your face, like that, yeah?
You can go over and sit in the car and you speak when you're spoken to.
Don't tell me what to do, man. Come on. Enough, bro. Just do it.
Okay, so I intentionally looped the video so that you can have the first run through to see what's happened, and I was taken aback by it. I've watched it several times, but just so you can watch it a second time to get a much better idea of what occurred there. Now, I don't believe from what I saw that any of the police are identifiable from this video. Did see one of the people involved in the altercation, probably can see their face, but I just want to be careful of defamatory material. However, I will just put a little caveat in there and say that they defamed themselves. That's ridiculous behaviour. I'm disgusted. I don't know about you, but that is absolutely disgusting behaviour. It's not justifiable at all. I'm appalled. Now, I didn't have an experience like that, but yeah, look, that's absolutely ridiculous. Unjustifiable. And there's children, like the lady that called up on the radio said that there were children present. Okay, and the presenter on the radio actually said, yeah, hey, look, that would be, how would you feel if, police officers were telling your children to kick down those sandcastles? What are you doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here. Beaches haven't been closed. It's classed as exercise. And people are allowed to be doing that for 2 hours. So unless they were watching and saying, hey, look, you've overstayed your time here by 5 minutes. Disgusting behaviour. And that's what's going on here in Melbourne. And that's what society degrades to when we go so stupidly, ridiculously crazy over something that doesn't warrant it, like we have here. Like what things are really like here. And the poor police, I'm gonna sympathise with this guy because obviously the job has driven him nuts. That's not how you handle things professionally. And I feel sorry for the kids that were witnessing that. They don't need to see police. They need to see police in a positive light, respectful. But they're only going to get that if they see police being respectful. Now, obviously, if provoked, if agitated, like if aggravated, if there was some sort of fight being put up by this guy in question that's there in the footage, it's a different story, but that didn't happen. So, I mean, as you can see from it, it's enough to know there was no need for that. And I'm appalled. I'm disappointed. But that's what happens when we take things to the nth degree, when it's not warranted. People get stressed out. Things get confusing and it gets messy. Anyway, look, I've come across this material. I'm giving it to you. I want you to be aware of what's going on. And look, it's not even, even though the mandate that we've been given is you're allowed to do this and you're not allowed to do this, they're within their rights to be doing what they're doing. And here you've got police, plain clothed, walking along the beach, holstered weapons, getting into antagonistic arguments with people who are not in a big group. They are just there having their outside exercise time. We're going to call it rec time, I think. Should we? We're in jail, are we? Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I did say it was going to be a short video. It's already got long again. Thank you for joining me. If you liked this video and if you didn't like this video, feel free to tell me either way and share this. I'm happy for you to share it. It's already been made public, so I'm simply just sharing it again. Credit goes to the person who actually did film it. It was not me. I'm not aware of who did film it, but it wasn't me, and I'm not taking any credit for the filming. And I was not there, so I cannot vouch for exactly what happened. But based on what I can see there, unjustifiable. Thank you for joining me on the breakdown. Take care. Please keep connected. And until next time, see you in the next videos. God bless and bye for now.